Hello, Matrix Live. I'm here today with my namesake, who is Benoit. Benoit works on the SDK for Android. So, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing? Oh, I should say you also work on the Element Android. In fact, you've worked on Android for some time.
Yes, I joined the Matrix World 2 years ago, and yes, I'm working in the Android team as some sort of team leader and also a developer, of
So, how
course.
many people are on the Android team?
Currently, we are four. There are three French guys like me and one Turkish guy, which is Onyaay, who is Onyaay, sorry.
Honore, yes. He's
Yeah.
very new, right? He's like 6 months.
Yes, we'll say 6 months.
6 months,
He
okay.
joined us 6 months ago. Yeah.
Cool. So let's talk about some of the history of the project. So the original SDK is very old in Matrix terms.
Yes, it started to be developed 6 years ago,
Okay.
and it was full written in Java, and it was used in the legacy application Riot Android by it was also used by other applications.
Yeah. But I mean, its primary use was as the SDK for Riot Android. I think that was its
Yes, yes, I think so.
cool. And then you guys thought, this is no good. We need a new SDK, and we need a new Android app as well.
Yes, when I joined the company, it was okay to maintain the application, but we quickly discovered that it was very hard to add new features. We didn't have a database to store data coming from the home servers, and there were lots of code smells, lots of legacy code, which was hard to maintain as well. So we decided to start implementing a totally new application, which was called RiotX, and with a new SDK at the end of 2018. And now RiotX has been renamed to Element Android and has replaced Riot Android on the stores in July of this year, 2020.
Yes. So Riot X was sort of the beta channel for the new application, and then that became Element Android, which is now the main focus for Android.
That's right. We have published RiotX on the Play Store and on also on Android stores, but it was just a beta, and the goal was to do an upgrade of Riot Android with the RiotX code base. So now RiotX is Element Android and is the main app we maintain now at New Vector.
And at the same time, the SDK that goes along with that is it's a Kotlin-based SDK, I think.
Yes, yes. RiotX, so Element Android, is totally written in Kotlin, and the SDK also. So this is a Kotlin SDK, but it's really an Android SDK because we are using Android API in this SDK.
So how, if somebody wanted to write their Android app in old school Java, are they able to use the Android SDK too, as it's called?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. It's totally compatible. We can even mix Java code with Kotlin code. There is no problem.
Right. Okay.
It generates bytecode, Java bytecode. So there is no difference. It's just not the same compiler, but it's compatible. So you can write a Java application and use a new SDK written in Kotlin.
I
There
see.
is no
So the
problem.
recommendation, if somebody is to write a new Android application today, they should use the new SDK. Yes.
Yes, we strongly recommend to use a new SDK, even if it's still need to be considered as a beta SDK. But it's now live on Element Android, so
Yeah, I mean it's beta,
it's
but it's
working.
still
Yeah,
it works. It works fine.
yeah,
And I mean, what's
it
the
works.
status of the old SDK? You'll only do maintenance, I guess. Will you continue?
Yes, sure. We cannot forget to maintain this SDK because it's still used in the wild. So we mainly fix critical issues, we fix security issues, but we don't add a new feature in this SDK. So, for instance, you have no possibility to edit messages. You can't add reactions to messages. So all the new features are not supported by the SDK.
Yeah, I mean that really reflects the status of Android Classic. Riot Classic when it was retired, is it was missing edits and reactions.
Yes. We couldn't afford to develop new features in the new application and also in the legacy application. So we have made the choice to focus on the new applications. So sorry for Riot Android users who miss the new features for a couple of months, but now with Element Android, you are full featured.
Exactly.
Nearly full featured because we still miss legacy features, but we are working hard to fill the gap between Riot Android and Element Android.
So what's an example of something that's not available in the new SDK?
At the moment, we are working on searching messages.
Yep.
So this is not available yet in Riot Android, in Element Android, sorry. But you can find lots of missing features by looking at the GitHub repository.
Yeah. So if you're going to do search, will you focus on end-to-end searching in end-to-end rooms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We have split the work in several phases, and the first phase is to search for message in clear room. But after that, we will of course provide a search result for encrypted room as well.
I see. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at the notes that we put together. So, so how was the new SDK put together? It's an Element Android with the SDK code as modules. Is that what you say?
Yes. So to simplify the way we work with the GitHub project and with pull requests and things like that, all the code of the new Android SDK is actually hosted by Element Android GitHub project as a module. So there is only one GitHub project for Element Android, which includes the SDK. So when we develop a new feature, it's easy to create a pull request with changes in the SDK and in the application itself. So it simplifies our life.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. I think Element Web kind of work the same way. So they take most of their requests through the Element Web repo, even though the result is often that it will go to the SDKs in the background. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense that you've done it that way.
Yes, and then we export the SDK by just copying files to the other repository to make it available for third-party applications.
I see. So it's like taking a rib out of Element Android and that becomes the SDK. I didn't realize that's how you were working. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Since the beginning of RiotX, we had in mind to split the SDK in a separate module. So it will be easy to extract it and to put it in its own GitHub repository. Which actually allow application to use the SDK by just adding a Gradle dependency to their code, and so they get the SDK from GitHub, and it's built by Jetpack.
It's a Jetpack.
Yeah.
Is that part of the? Sorry, I'm naive here. Is that part of the standard Android build process?
Not really. Jetpack will just grab the GitHub repository with the version you want and build the application, build the SDK, build the Android library for you.
Right.
So when you add the dependency in your project, you will point to the GitHub repository of matrix.org for this SDK.
Yeah. And
Jetpack will build the library for you.
I see. Okay. Cool. So the reality is, if you're starting a new application, you should just use the new SDK, add the Gradle repository, and there's not too much more to do than that.
Yes.
What about with a legacy app that's currently using the old SDK?
For the legacy app, it's a bit more complicated because the new SDK have a total new API contract, and it's I think it won't be very easy to migrate from the old SDK to the new SDK. But to be honest, we haven't done this exercise. It should be fun to try to migrate Riot Android to use a new SDK. But yes, maybe it will be difficult.
Okay, so what we need is some sort of. Do you think that it's so difficult that we shouldn't even make a migration guide because you should just start in a new way? Is it that different?
Yes, it's really different. The API is not the same. The model is not the same. So there are similarities, of course. But yes, we should spend some time to write a migration guide because it will help legacy app to do the migration actually. But yes, this is something on our to-do list, which is not done yet. Also, we may improve the documentation of the SDK. Without entering into much technical details, the SDK is providing an API package with several services.
Yes.
So we maintain a Java documentation on these services. I don't know if we say Java documentation for Kotlin code, but it's the same idea.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I guess is it actually using JavaDoc in the old way?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Then I guess
yeah, we document the API in the code.
Yeah.
We should maybe in the future also export JavaDoc as a regular JavaDoc website.
And then JavaDoc always makes me think of like the early 2000s of being hosted by Sun, and it's it looks all very Web 1.0.
Maybe JavaDoc panel.
Yeah, exactly, and like incredibly verbose names for everything, so that you need a wide monitor.
Yes. So this is maybe something we should do.
Okay.
We should also improve the documentation of this SDK. As I said, for the moment, it's just an extraction of the Element Android module to its own GitHub repository, but we could make better documentation to how to enter the SDK and how to use it. One thing a developer can look at is integration tests. We have a few integration tests in the SDK, and it can be considered as a good entry point to see how to call the SDK API and how to create an account, how to log into an existing account, how to create a room, or to start a timeline.
So this is the matrix object? This is the main entry point?
Yes, we have a matrix object. And then from this matrix object, you can have an authentication service, which will provide you a login wizard if you want to log into an existing account, or a registration wizard if you want to register a new account.
Yes.
So we try to make a very easy to use API.
Yep.
And after that, you will get a session, which is also an interface with many services. So we have a room services, we have a draft services, many services which are exposed to the application.
Right. So you've got all your user controls, for example, sending messages to rooms, updating display names, all of that will be handled by the services on the second stage.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Cool.
That's true.
And then we were talking about test suites. So this is the So you've got integration tests already written, I think.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, we have some tests. The test suite is not full, but yes, this is something we are working on. We are trying to add new tests when we add new features.
Mm-hmm.
We already sometimes do test-driven development, TDD.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always the case, but we try to do that. So yes, as I said, integration tests can be useful to understand how the API works, and how the SDK works, and what are the different sequences of call to do on this API to do what you want to do.
I see. Cool. All right. So looking at the test is a good way to learn. So what is the future? I know that you said there are a few limitations of the current status. I don't know if you want to get into like your priorities in how you want to make the improvements.
Yes, for the moment we are focusing of filling the gap and adding the missing feature which was there in Riot Android but not yet there in Element Android. So the features are missing at the application level but also at the SDK level. So to take the example of the search feature, we don't have a screen to search messages, but we don't have even the web service request on the database for doing search requests.
Right.
At the
So the whole
SDK level.
stack is needed at the same time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So for the moment, what we have done in the SDK is to provide what we need to do Element Android. So right. I'm pretty sure that there are lots of things which are missing on the SDK, but we not really need on Element Android, so it's not done on the SDK.
Yeah. So your focus, this is a theme that's come up repeatedly actually. Your focus is on the application, and then the SDK benefits from that by being extracted, rather than the other way around. It's almost like for you the SDK is not a separate matter. It's something which can be extracted from Element Android.
Yes, that's true. So it's maybe we can't criticize this way to work, but yes, maybe in the future we will add a feature in the SDK we won't use in Element Android.
Yeah, but absolutely.
We are not there.
But I mean, right now you're simultaneously your own customer, in as much as the provider, which is the SDK, serves the application, which is Element Android. I see. Yeah. All right, cool. Is there anything, we've covered quite a lot. Is there anything you wanted to add?
Yes. Every time I say that contributions are welcome.
Yes.
So if you find issues on the SDK, you can report issues on Element Android repository.
Yes.
I will create a dedicated issue template to report issues on the SDK.
Right.
Because for us it's easier to have only one project with issues, and we will try to do our best to fix every issues on every feature request, even on the SDK.
So are people able to contribute code as well as issues?
Yes, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes. For the moment, as we export SDK from Element Android, this is the same thing. You should only create a pull request on Element Android, even if there is only changes on the SDK side.
Got it. Yeah.
But yes, we will be happy to.
So we need to call out to Kotlin developers to start putting more code in for you to review. Have you had many input from the community?
We have some, yes,
Okay.
Yes, and it's a bit more since Element Android is now the official Android application.
Yeah.
So that's nice. We like to see PR. We have a good quantity of PR from the community, so that's very appreciable.
That's great. Okay. All right, Benoit, thank you very much. I'm going to say thanks for making
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.